is an interesting topic, hype on new technology and product. So whenever a new product, the ideal one I would say, and we have seen it, like when internet came, I mean, this is ideally, if you look at it, it matches well with internet. When internet came in early 90s, it gained momentum. People thought everything will be based on web. Everything will be based on web. So that's where till up to 2000, it was a boom. I mean, every company thought once you just have a website, it's going to be world market for all companies. So I mean, because of number of companies, they recruited the techie folks with just HTML knowledge, just hosted the website, thinking that it's just going to boom. And they thought probably a company, if it doesn't have a website, then they are going to fail miserably. But it was not so. I mean, for the investment they were making, particularly because those days making a website, that is, I'm talking about late part of it's around 1998 and 2000 is what I'm talking about. Making a website and hosting it itself was expensive, and hiring HTML folks and then hosting it added cost to it, but returns was less. So hype died down. I mean, that is where till up to 2000, maybe 2000 is where .com, we used to call it as .com bust. So happened in 2000 until up to 3-4, it was okay. I mean, technology stabilized. I mean, the internet processing power increased, and then what had happened, like internet speed increased. And this period, I mean, we'll also see that is web 1.0, which is static web pages. And then came interaction with the customer through the website, web 2.0 lookup. All applications were still, again, we were evolving. Even the applications were based on ERP applications were based on web. So it started from trough of disillusionment, slope of enlightenment happened, and they thought, okay, there is a value. You can have all the application, ERP application, your even the B2B or B2C like Amazon started picking up from 2000, early 2000, maybe 4-5 onwards, started picking up. And yeah, we have now reached, there are discussions about using web for AI, blockchain and all, and that is where we are seeing, now we are talking about web 3.0 as well. So that's where after all this cycle, we are now getting into trend is established as a driver for change in institution memory and action. We are at this stage as far as web is concerned. This is the case for most of the high technology industry, be it digital camera or whatever it is, new technologies. Initially there could be hype, and then it will come down, and then slowly it will start getting adoptability. So this is what one need to understand. I mean, any industry or any company need to understand this, and they need to, the investment needs to be properly channeled so that they can stay on the course of adoption of that particular technology by the market. So that's about the hype cycle on the technology. Thank you. Industry 4.0, that is what we are now. In this presentation, we'll see how the industry as such has evolved in last 200 plus years, right from industry 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0, and now we are in a midst of 4.0. So in this presentation, if you look at it, industry 1.0. So when the first stage was steam power was used, it is around 1800. The first step towards mechanization was around 1800. So that was called as industry 1.0. Once electricity became widely used across the globe, you had the lighting system invented through bulbs, and of course the motors got invented, and then it evolved into more mechanization, more automation with industry 2.0. And then it was all electrical based system, and then it went into from bulk, humongous system, huge system, electronics, from electrical it went into electronics, where we had all the silicon, and in fact Silicon Valley itself, where San Francisco or California is referred as. So electronics took over. Automation, computers, electronics, that is industry 3.0. At that point of time, yes, slowly we had software started being adopted, hardware plus the software, and that's where once you have computers, naturally you have software, and more and more software was earlier it was machine based system, where it is ones and zeros, that is basically 5 volts and 0 volts, so that's ones and zeros, and it is also called, slightly they made mnemonics, which is assembly language. Assembly language is what the first level of instead of ones and zeros you had assembly language, and those who have background on microprocessor will understand the assembly language. So little you have more or less like English words being used in the assembly language, but it is still difficult to do programming. So you need to be technically good in understanding the computer architecture, and then only you can do the assembly language programming. So you had industry 3.0, and then came from the microprocessor evolved microcontrollers. So you will know a microcontroller system which had built-in RAM, built-in port. So you had microcontrollers like ATC31. So that is where the industry became industry 3.0. And now we are in industry 4.0, which is more of a distributed system. So earlier we'll see that blockchain, IoT, cloud, big data, all this are from around, though it is from 2000, it's more from 2010 onwards is what we are seeing all this. So any distributed, earlier it was client server, that is when internet came, you had the web server which can be accessed from across the globe, and then came a distributed system where the data is distributed across the computers. That is what all this concept of Bitcoin, where nobody controls it, but basically it is based on the transaction which is confirmed across different systems, where a single player cannot manipulate that data in blockchain, and that is where we have Bitcoin as well. So now we are in midst of 4.0, industry 4.0, and it is still growing to such an extent that you can be at a location anywhere, but you can get your job done. So that is what is all about the IoT, cloud, machine learning, big data, and blockchain. So we'll be basically focusing on the 4.0, industry 4.0. We'll be going through each of these topics: IoT, cloud, machine learning, and so on. Thank you. Technologies which is driving digital transformation. At this point of time, there are huge opportunities in all of this technology, and particularly if you look at it, cloud, then machine learning, data science. Cloud is the top one at this point of time. So cloud meaning like cloud platform. There are different forms: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. We'll see that. So that is what is now actually driving the entire information technology market. And if you compare with the on-premises, you need to understand what is the on-premises. We'll see that as we progress. So cloud is at the top. So still there are humpty opportunities in the cloud technologies, be it Azure, or be it AWS, be it Google or Oracle. There are opportunities around the cloud segment. So this is the top one, which is driving digital transformation across. So because there are many benefits around cloud, so the market has really matured across. over the last decade, starting around 2010 is what, I mean, all of them, all these technologies just about a decade old. Though artificial intelligence we have been hearing for more than 2 decades, but what we see now as artificial intelligence is way ahead compared to a couple of decades back, because of the processing power, because of the memory usage, and many factors. So AI about 2 decades back were very limited. Now it is totally different. So cloud is top. Then probably I have coupled artificial intelligence and machine learning together. This could be mostly overlapping to each other. Machine learning could be called as a subset of AI. So that's where I have classified together. And then comes, of course, big data. Data visualization is almost common across all of them. You need to perform data visualization because instead of representing in numbers, the pictorial representation is always well accepted by mind, adopted, I would say. Last but not the least, IoT. That is Internet of Things. Internet of Things, yeah, initially about 4 or 5 years back, there was a huge hype, and we saw just like any of the product hype cycle. So now it is little bit, the hype time is over, hype period is over. Now it is has come down a little because again this is an evolving field, IT, because it links hardware, software, protocol, and so many things. Because of this, it is evolving. So over the period of time, I think it will again rise up and stabilize. So there's a lot of opportunities around IoT as well. Again, data visualization, if you see, like about 2 decades back, we had, Microsoft had a disk operating system called MS-DOS. But once they introduced Windows in starting 95, which was 995, that is year 1995, it was you got to use MS-DOS to start it, and then you got to change to Windows mode. And yeah, it was not a complete operating system. And only from 98 it became Windows 98 became the real operating system. But of course, now nowhere we just none of the computer or laptop uses MS-DOS. All of them have the Windows. Similarly, why I'm quoting this example is that data visualization is always much more attractive, and adaptability, your mind adopts to more to, rather than saying adopt, it grasps whatever is provided in a pictorial representation. So that's where data visualization is all over here. It can be used with cloud, it can be used with IoT, it can be used with ML and big data as well. So it can be used across as well. So there is, again, that is also driving the digital transformation. So what we will do is we'll go through each of them. That is cloud. We'll start with cloud. We'll get into IoT, machine learning, big data, data visualization, and finally an important one is, of course, the last one is, of course, blockchain. Blockchain is, again, initially there was just like IoT, there was a hype because it all depends on infrastructure, because you need to have for having blockchain, you need to have the infrastructure itself could be different and the technology is different. The initial hype has died down, and it is going to take time before blockchain receives adaptability. So for now, it's cloud, machine learning, big data, IoT, and blockchain. Data visualization is spread across all of these technologies. We will see one by one as well. Thank you.